Project B is turning heads, man, after Sophie Cunningham went on her podcast to spill the beans, allegedly, about her not joining. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. Hope everybody's having a great day today. We got to talk about Project B. We got to talk about Caitlyn Clark. Now, we know a deal was put on the table behind closed doors for a lot of these WNBA players. We're talking upwards of $2 to $3 million being involved with signing players.
All right, so get ready, because the most unbelievable, jaw-dropping Project B footage has just surfaced. And honestly, Caitlyn Clark might never forgive what it's about to reveal. We're talking about a co-founder of Project B, a guy named Grady Burnett, a man who famously follows almost no one on social media. Yet he's been absolutely caught red-handed in a digital paper trail. Here's the kicker. His exclusive, super private following list includes none other than Caitlyn Clark herself, plus her official foundation. This isn't just some vague rumor or whispered speculation. This is concrete, undeniable, 100% verifiable proof of a direct connection that completely blows up every single narrative we thought we knew. Someone just exposed what was meticulously designed to stay hidden behind closed doors. And the fallout from this revelation is going to be absolutely immense. This single, critical piece of information fundamentally changes everything we thought we understood about Clark's involvement, or lack thereof, with Project B. So buckle up, because this leak is about to ignite an absolute firestorm of total chaos in the sports world.
We're talking upwards of $2 to $3 million being involved with signing players. Now, we know that this thing is backed by the Saudis. I'm here to tell you, they got endless pockets. And once again, your boy got to let it be known. Your Majesties, if you need anybody to commentate some games, I'm available, dog. Now, I'm here to tell you, a lot of players have signed. Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, and a host of others. Now, those are the only two Indiana Fever players that had signed on the dotted line to join Project B and get that bag. Now, Sophie Cunningham did a podcast, and she pretty much confirmed, for the most part, allegedly.
Now, this absolute bombshell drops just mere weeks after Sophie Cunningham, who happens to be an Indiana Fever teammate of Clark's, went on her very own podcast and, well, she allegedly spilled the beans about Caitlyn. Sophie emphatically claimed that Caitlyn would, without a doubt, definitively not be joining Project B. Her words landed with such an air of finality, seemingly putting to rest any and all speculation. Truly a definitive statement intended to shut down the rumors. But you know what they say. The internet never forgets, and the truth, as it always does, somehow finds a way to surface, no matter how deeply buried. Looking back, Sophie's initial statement now appears less like an honest scoop and more like a carefully constructed misdirection. A narrative meticulously designed to throw everyone completely off the scent. The critical question we now have to ask is, why the deception? What exactly was everyone trying so desperately to hide from the public eye?
Bag. Now, Sophie Cunningham did a podcast, and she pretty much confirmed, for the most part, allegedly, that Caitlyn Clark would not be joining. Now, I'm sorry to rain on y'all parade, but that means absolutely nothing. She said she wasn't going to join a week or two ago when she spoke to Andy Kotzebue at the golf event. That means absolutely nothing. You want to know something I learned from investigating, reporting, and following all this stuff to tell you guys, you know, you just follow the line. See, one thing about working in media is you follow the lines and you follow the dots.
And here's where the story gets even wilder. The sheer irony of Sophie's own statement is almost comical when you start digging a little deeper into her own recent history. Get this. Just a mere week or two prior to her emphatic podcast comments about Caitlyn, Sophie herself actually claimed that she wouldn't be joining Project B either. Yet, incredibly, we now have undeniable proof that she signed on the dotted line, officially becoming a part of the league. This glaring pattern of contradiction, where her public statements are diametrically opposed to her actual actions, makes her initial scoop about Caitlyn Clark ring incredibly hollow and profoundly suspect. It's almost as if her carefully crafted statements were specifically designed to mask the real strategic maneuvers happening behind the scenes, away from public scrutiny. This isn't just a casual flip-flop or a change of heart. This is a calculated, deliberate move that absolutely demands closer, unwavering scrutiny from anyone trying to understand the true dynamics at play.
Want to join? Let me let y'all know something. See, y'all see who this is? This is Grady Burnett. Y'all don't know who this is, but some of y'all might. Grady Burnett don't have a follow from nobody. Nobody. He's the co-founder of Project B. He's the man with the plan. Co-founder of Project B. Now, let's see who's Grady's following. He's only following 1,200 people. Let's see who Grady's following.
So, what exactly is this powerful, undeniable lure that's drawing players to Project B? It all boils down to the absolutely staggering, eye-popping amount of money that's on the table. We're talking about an initial signing bonus upwards of $2 to $3 million just for putting your name on a contract, a figure that quite literally dwarfs typical WNBA salaries by an insane margin. Players are reportedly being paid 3 times, yes, 3 times, what they currently earn in their established leagues, an astronomical increase that is simply impossible to ignore when you think about it. This isn't just about playing basketball anymore. For many, this is about a generational wealth opportunity that could change their lives and their families' futures forever. Such a massive, unprecedented financial incentive makes any initial reluctance from players seem less about a matter of principle and far more about a strategic negotiation tactic, or perhaps even a covert dealing happening away from the public eye.
Let's see. Caitlyn Clark and the Caitlyn Clark Foundation. Oh, he's following them. Who else is he following? Is he following Sophie? Oh, he's definitely following Sophie. He's following Sophie. Now, mind you, no one follows him. See, Caitlyn's not following him. And Sophie's not following him either. Sophie don't follow him either. I say that to say...
But this brings us to one of the biggest mysteries in this entire saga. Who or what is truly backing this financial juggernaut that is Project B? The narrative around this is completely fractured, creating even more layers of intrigue and mystery. While many in the public and media spheres believe the league is ultimately backed by the Saudis, with what seemed like endless pockets of wealth, Sophie Cunningham once again offered a distinctly different story. She confidently claimed that Project B is, in fact, supported by 4 massive tech companies, household names that are incredibly well-known and, as she put it, have a ton of money. She explicitly, unequivocally stated that it's not Saudi money at all. This direct, head-on contradiction between insider claims adds yet another profound layer of intrigue. It forces us to ask, is one side intentionally trying to control the public perception of the league's origin? Perhaps for strategic reasons or to avoid certain controversies. The plot, as they say, thickens.
See, Caitlyn's not following him. And Sophie's not following him either. Sophie don't follow him either. I say that to say what Sophie is saying means absolutely nothing. Means nothing. Mean nothing. Because like I stated, she stated a week prior that she wasn't going to join Project B.
It's a league. So the W season goes from May to October for people who don't know. And this league will go in our off season.
Now, let's talk about Project B itself, because it's far from a typical league. It's an unprecedented, audacious, global basketball experiment operating across 7 different markets worldwide. Think about it. 2 markets in Asia, 2 in Europe, 2 spanning North and South America, and 1 more located elsewhere, making it truly international. This incredibly unique structure is designed to allow players to travel extensively. immersing themselves in new cultures and, crucially, playing a tasteful amount of basketball without the risk of burning out from an overloaded schedule. Its fundamental design positions it as an off-season league, making it distinct from other burgeoning leagues like Unrivaled, thereby providing a truly innovative alternative for players who are seeking both significant compensation and a genuinely balanced lifestyle. This innovative, player-centric approach is proving to be an absolute game-changer for professional athletes, redefining what's possible in women's basketball.
So people are like moving towards this.
And
mind you, she didn't give a specific dollar amount, but she said a lot of money. She said that like 3 times. She's speaking in code, man. They're paying 3 times more than what they're making, bro. Sophie's speaking in code on this.
this is also different than Unrivaled.
Completely different.
So how many like floating leagues are there? 3?
I would
2?
say that like a lot of the American players are doing, or I would say the majority is 2.
Okay, so the league isn't just backed by vast, virtually limitless wealth. It also boasts some seriously massive names behind the scenes, lending it an air of immediate legitimacy and star power. We're talking about absolute legends like Shaquille O'Neal, whose involvement alone brings immediate credibility and an undeniable magnetic pull. And while there were reports that Maverick Carter allegedly pulled out, the initial association with individuals of that caliber still clearly shows the kind of powerful figures who were, and are, drawn to this ambitious venture. This is emphatically not some small-time operation. This is a truly massive endeavor with incredibly powerful, influential figures actively shaping its future and strategic direction. The potent combination of immense financial muscle and high-profile celebrity endorsement makes Project B a formidable force in the sports world, undeniably ready and poised to disrupt the existing status quo in women's professional basketball.
It's going to be so big. Watch. Remember, I'm the first one. I believe Project B is going to shit on the W.
So you don't have the eyes, you don't have the recognition.
That's right, Caitlyn Clark.
Yeah.
You got the W.
Yeah. I tried to get her to like play in this one. She's like, no.
I saw Kelsey Mitchell's playing.
Yeah, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah.
Super excited to play with Kels. Or I don't know if I'll play with her, but we'll be in the same league. But so you go to like 7 different markets around the world. You're only there for a certain amount of time, and then you have the
7 different markets. They're going to 7 different markets. Y'all really think?
So, let's dive deeper into Sophie Cunningham's journey with Project B, because it truly encapsulates the magnetic pull of this new venture. Initially, Sophie herself flat out turned down Project B, not once, but twice. She was very explicit, stating she simply didn't want to play overseas or commit to a year-round schedule, which is a common concern for WNBA players. Yet, something absolutely shifted after she learned more specific details about the league, leading her to execute a complete U-turn. She suddenly recognized it as an absolutely great time to not just play, but to strategically expand her personal brand globally. Moreover, she noted that the unique off-season structure would perfectly help her stay in peak shape and continue playing all year round, especially as she's hitting what she describes as her prime athletic years. This dramatic shift from outright refusal to enthusiastic acceptance speaks volumes about the persuasive power of Project B's truly unique offer and the compelling benefits it provides beyond just financial incentive. Her personal transformation reveals an incredibly strong, undeniable magnetic pull that the league exerts. Now, a fundamental and towering question looms over all of this. Can Project B truly stand against the long-established platform and incredible infrastructure of the WNBA? Sophie herself actually raised this very concern, suggesting that without the WNBA's massive network deals and its deeply entrenched existing audience, Project B might genuinely struggle for widespread recognition and viewership. However, the counterargument to this is fierce, compelling, and growing louder by the day. Proponents argue that with the burgeoning power of independent content creators, massive online hype, and a global digital strategy, Project B could absolutely build its own formidable platform organically, reaching new audiences that traditional leagues might miss. This intense debate highlights a Fascinating clash between the traditional sports infrastructure and the burgeoning decentralized power of digital media and fiercely independent fan engagement. Make no mistake, this is more than just a competition. It's a battle for the very future of professional basketball itself. And the most audacious prediction of all, that Project B is not just competing, but it's poised to actually shut down the WNBA, completely overshadowing the established league in a seismic shift. This isn't just bravado from an enthusiastic few. It's a deep-seated belief that the unprecedented financial incentives, the truly global reach, and the star power it attracts will draw unparalleled attention away from the existing circuit. If players are getting paid exponentially more, the quality of play on the court and the overall spectacle could reach dizzying new heights, naturally pulling eyes away from traditional leagues. This bold, almost revolutionary claim suggests a fundamental paradigm shift in women's professional basketball, where a newcomer could rapidly dominate and redefine the landscape. Sophie's personal, heartfelt motivation for joining Project B was crystal clear. She wanted to expand her brand globally. Having played professionally in France and Australia earlier in her career, she explicitly expressed missing the cultural immersion and the joy of international travel that came with it. Project B, with its unique global footprint and off-season scheduling, offers her the perfect balance. It's an unparalleled opportunity to see the world, truly get cultured, and play a tasteful, non-exhausting amount of basketball without the brutal year-round physical demands of a full WNBA schedule that her body might no longer gracefully handle. This innovative league provides a unique, tailor-made avenue for athletes like Sophie to seamlessly combine high-level professional play with personal growth and exhilarating global exploration, truly a win-win scenario for the modern athlete. Beyond just the money and the allure of travel, Project B also promises unparalleled player support, a critical factor often overlooked. Sophie specifically highlighted that the league would have access to the best PTs, physical therapists, and would be super organized, demonstrating a deep commitment to professionalism. This intense focus on player well-being, proactive injury prevention, and top-tier professional management is an incredibly significant draw, especially for seasoned athletes whose bodies are their livelihood. It powerfully demonstrates a commitment to not just fostering high-level competition, but also nurturing a long, sustainable career. This holistic, athlete-first approach ensures players can consistently perform at their absolute peak while simultaneously extending their longevity in the sport. A crucial consideration for any professional athlete planning their career. Sophie's extensive travel background, which included a 7-month stint in France and another significant period in Australia, deeply fueled her desire for even more global experiences. She openly expressed missing the vibrant cultural aspect and the sheer fun of seeing the world, experiencing new places. Yet, ever the pragmatist, she also candidly acknowledged her body's inherent limitations, making it clear she didn't want to play year-round anymore, understanding the toll it takes. Project B miraculously presented the ideal solution, a perfect alignment of her desires and physical needs, a chance to indulge her wanderlust, play a tasteful, carefully managed amount of basketball that absolutely wouldn't lead to burnout, and still allow her ample time to pursue other passions and interests back home. It was, in essence, a perfect, bespoke match for her unique needs and career stage. The excitement surrounding Project B is not just palpable, it's infectious, even inspiring, a deeply personal dream. The sheer, overwhelming thought of its global reach, spanning those 7 different, diverse markets, made one commentator declare his immediate intention to get a passport and literally hop on a plane just to attend a game. This powerful sentiment speaks volumes about the league's potential to capture imaginations far beyond just professional players, creating a unique, aspirational international fan experience. The very idea of traveling the world to witness high-stakes, elite basketball is an incredibly irresistible proposition, powerfully showcasing the broad appeal and the ambitious global vision of Project B. The commentator, in a fiery display of conviction, vehemently dismissed Sophie's initial claims about Caitlyn Clark not joining, stating unequivocally that they meant absolutely nothing. His strong conviction wasn't just speculation. It stemmed directly from Sophie's own established track record of making contradictory public statements that simply didn't align with reality. He emphasized that in the complex world of media and investigations, one must consistently follow the dots, and Sophie's narrative, he argued, simply didn't align with the rapidly emerging hard evidence. This aggressive, almost combative rejection of seemingly public statements powerfully underscores the deep skepticism now surrounding the official Project V narrative and highlights an ongoing, relentless search for hidden truths that are still veiled. Now, let's talk about the digital footprint of Grady Burnett, the Project V co-founder, because it reveals an incredibly intriguing imbalance. While he actively, overtly follows Caitlyn Clark and her official foundation on social media, neither Clark nor Sophie Cunningham, interestingly, follow him back. This one-sided social media interaction is incredibly telling, speaking volumes without a single word. It powerfully suggests a proactive, intense interest from Project V's leadership, specifically in Clark, even if she publicly maintains a significant distance from the organization. This undeniable disparity amplifies the mystery, strongly hinting at discreet behind-the-scenes discussions or strategic maneuvers that simply haven't been made public yet, further fueling the burgeoning leak narrative and all the speculation surrounding it. When discussing the massive financial rewards, Sophie Cunningham almost comically spoke in a kind of code, repeating the phrase a lot of money, multiple times without ever specifying an exact dollar amount. This deliberate vagueness, combined with the emphatic, almost breathless repetition, powerfully underscores the truly immense scale of the compensation involved. It's become an open secret that the figures are absolutely mind-boggling, suggesting a deep level of secrecy and non-disclosure around the exact numbers, which only adds to the league's mystique, lore, and growing controversy. Sophie's incredibly careful phrasing strongly hints at binding non-disclosure agreements or a strategic, intentional decision to avoid revealing precise figures to the public, adding another layer to the enigma. Project V's strategic positioning as an off-season league is nothing short of a stroke of genius. It brilliantly allows players to participate without any conflict whatsoever with their existing WNBA commitments, thereby providing an additional, incredibly lucrative income stream that complements their current earnings. This clever differentiation from other rival leagues